Hey guys, happy Thursday. It's Thursday. Yay, it's fucking Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday for some reason. So tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central Time, even though nobody listened to me and nobody did what I asked them to do, and that was put in the comments if Friday or Saturday is better for you for me to do a live session. But of course, none of you did it. So I'm going to sit here at 9 o'clock by myself, twiddling my thumbs like a fucking loser that I am, sitting in on a Friday night waiting for you guys to come talk to me. So yeah, that's what my life has become. No joke. And the reason why I'm doing a live session, because everybody else has done live sessions, I'm the only one that hasn't. And everybody always leaves a lot of questions, and I know there's a ton of questions. And if I can't answer something, I will absolutely say that I don't know it. But on the flip side, my good friend Allie Apperson said she was going to help me for stuff that I forgot. Because if anybody knows this case, Allie does. I keep telling her to do a video again. She's not sure if she wants to, but that's neither here nor there. But I really want her to. But since she's not going to do one yet, she's going to be my helper. So we're both going to actually answer questions, okay? And because she really does the research. You know, I do my own research, don't get me wrong, but she really does research. So I don't remember stuff from 2 years ago, and she does. I kind of put it out of my head. So don't forget, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, or I'm going to sit here with Allie by ourselves. All right? But it's going to be a live session. Hopefully I can get her to go live too. And that's it. All right? So let's move on. I rewatched Making a Murder twice now. And one of the things that I picked up that breaks my heart is the fact that I'm pretty sure that Mama Avery has Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is very, very close to me because my dad died at 69 from Alzheimer's. He had early onset from the age of 63. And thankfully, it didn't last forever. He wasn't 80 and it didn't drag out. He went pretty quickly. So Alzheimer's is something that I lived with my dad for a while. I wanted to be with him. I wanted him to be with the kids. So it's something that's very dear to my heart, but I know all the signs. And I'm pretty confident that Mama Avery is at either the beginning stages of Alzheimer's or towards the middle. Looks like in 2016, she was at the beginning. And I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that's what I'm seeing. And that's going to make it that much harder that she's not even going to remember Stephen if he does get out or any of this. So it's heartbreaking. So moving on though, and if she does, and to the family, like no matter what happens, my advice to you is understand her, even if she goes off, if she gets mad or she gets quiet, or I know since either episode 9 or 10, like she don't know how to turn on a stove. That's it. I mean, that's heartbreaking. So I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm going to end up crying, and I'm not crying through this video. So just give Mom a big hug from all of us, and that's it. And I'm so on the verge of tears, so I'm so switching subjects right now. Okay, so speaking of the Averys, yeah, I'm segueing into that real fast. I just talk about Kachinsky or Kratz because then I won't cry at all. And I know you guys think I'm like a big bitch, but I really do have a heart. All right, so let me pull up my notes. I swear to God, I'm on the verge of tears. All right, this will change it. Teresa's college friend. Teresa was not June Cleaver, and this has no effect on her death or anything, but I mean, she wasn't June Cleaver. If you're too young to know who June Cleaver was, she wasn't perfect. Like none of us are at 25. But her friend Chris Nerat, N-E-R-A-T, just irked me, and here's why. He was sitting there putting her on a pedestal, which is okay. You could put her on a pedestal. And I don't even care if everybody put her on a pedestal. But don't fucking say that it doesn't matter. I'm jumping ahead. He had turned around and said in episode 1, like the first 10, 15 minutes, well, you know, at this point, it really doesn't matter if they're got the wrong people because she's not coming back. Rewind. No, it does matter, Chris. It really fucking does matter. That is the problem in our justice system, is victims' families, victims' friends, as long as somebody is arrested, they don't give a fuck if it's the right person. That negates everything that we believe in our justice system. That negates everything that we're trying to fight for in our justice system. That's why 20, 30,000 people are behind bars. Damian Nichols, had said Laura had posted something on Twitter about, the Innocence Project, and now it's like 1 out of every 10 men that are executed are actually innocent. It's too much going on that it does matter. If it was your brother or sister locked up, and I believe me, I know people hated Avery. I am not denying that. But that doesn't mean he should be locked up for something that he didn't do twice. And it's just frustrating to me that you can go on knowing that millions of people are watching. And I understand your point may have been, well, she's not coming back, so it doesn't matter. I get that. But that doesn't mean you take away 2 innocent people's lives. Like, don't you want to know what happened to her? Don't you guys really want to know? Because you can't possibly, in your heart of hearts, look at Zellner's evidence, her experts that she traveled all over the world for. You can't honestly sit there and think, hey, you know what? That's all lies. The woman traveled all over the fucking world, all over the country for different experts, because one in Arizona was an expert in blood and the one in Chicago was an expert in this. 99% of your lawyers would not do that. Even for fame, it still cost her money. So she's not going to do that unless there's a reason for her to do it. So my whole point, I know I'm like rambling a little, my whole point is that don't do something, don't say something like it doesn't matter at this point who did it. Because 2 men have lost their lives. 2 innocent men have lost their lives because you don't care as long as somebody's locked up. Please change your attitude on that. I get it. She shouldn't be dead, but they didn't do it. The evidence points that they didn't do it. The evidence points that they were set up. If you're not part of the family, I mean, you guys are smart people. You can't be that blind to doing the right thing. Like, if it was my kid, I'd want to know what the fuck happened to her. Not, let me just lock up 2 people for my own satisfaction. You can't do that. Speaking of justice, what bothered me about this entire episode was the unethical practice of Kachinsky. I guess the first time around, I didn't realize it. After reading the transcripts, I didn't realize it as much, because this actually wasn't a transcript. This was him on the news. And I was living in Florida, so I didn't get it. Actually, I was in California at the time. All right. So Kachinsky, as you guys know, is on this news report. And the news reporter had asked him something. And he blatantly, on the fucking news in 2006, just throws Brendan away. He literally just kicked him to the curb. Fuck it. Yeah, it's a hard confession and everything's on there. And why would you do that to your own client? I can't for the life of me grasp how an attorney can do that and not do it, but get away with it. How is that not a mistrial? How is that not the biggest injustice that Brennan, it was like the cops stabbed him and then the Kachinsky just fucking twisted it till he bled all over the place. Forget O'Kelly. I'm not going to go back into part 1. But think about that. Like, seriously, he sat there and fucking tells the news reporters, yeah, you know what? The confession, it's all there. I'm dumbfounded. I listened to it like 6 times. Like, how did he get away with this? And then they make him a judge afterwards, after he won. I just don't get it. I can see little loopholes in the system going bad. I can see things like that. But how in the fuck do you do that? And that is not putting you in jail. Granted, he's probably going to jail for other things because he's a sex fiend like Kratz. And if you don't know, yeah, Kachinsky was arrested recently for sexual harassment or harassing his office secretary. And he actually was in Orange and went to jail. Like, it was no joke. But it just, I can't, I understand that the Supreme Court said, oh, it was a justice and he was a squirm and blah, blah, blah. But nobody held him accountable. You can't go in a news report and give away your client before a trial fucking starts. The whole trial should have been a mistrial right then and there. Like, I almost feel like I'm looking at a joke. Like, this has to be like a skit, like Spinal Tap. Like, this is like Spinal Tap of law. I mean, it's unfathomable to me, honestly. I just can't get over it. Going into the trial a little, so halfway through you hear about Kratz's voice, the voice that dreams are made of. And what bothered me just as much as Kachinsky is that Dean and Strang and Buting did absolutely nothing to counter Kratz's bullshit. Nothing. They are no fucking better than Kachinsky. Kratz was going on his little thing with his little Mike Tyson voice about the cut. And that the cut left this, and the cut left that, and the cut left this, and, it was all over the car. It was such fucking bullshit. But the cut didn't do any of that. But you would think, for 1 second, that Stephen's attorneys, even though they didn't blatantly give him away, they might as well have, they didn't even bring in an expert to show, well, look, if you turn this, it's the wrong hand, because his cut was on this hand, and when you turn it, would be, I mean, it was so obvious of what they could have done, and they did nothing. They didn't care. They just got their $200,000, fought a little fight, and that was it. They had no fucking experts. They had nobody to counter Kratz. So Kratz just continually got away with it. In my opinion, and I am not an attorney, but in my opinion, Strang, Buting, and Kachinsky should all be banned from ever practicing law. Strang and Buting, alright, I don't want to pick on Strang, honestly, because he isn't in the forefront like Kachinsky is. Like Buting is. And they've never been arrested or in Orange like Kachinsky. But Buting, they made a fortune. They fucking lost. They were miserable lawyers at this trial. Why are you going around making this whole fucking living, preaching to people about this case when you didn't do shit? I've said this for years, and I'm sorry if I upset people, but it's bullshit. And it really gets to me that they made all this money on it. And you know what? At that point, I agree with Teresa's family. I 100% agree with them that why are all these people making so much money on their daughter's death? And Strang and Buting are a big part of that because they saw pockets. They saw, how can we make more money off the case that we did nothing for? Let's ride on Zellner's coattails. Where the fuck were you years ago? It's just, it just really bothers me, and it's always bothered me. It's not something new. They went into the blood experts of the back of the car and how she was positioned. I had already discussed this, so I don't need to get into it again. But basically, all of Zellner's experts proved absolutely cannot happen. Another thing I want to touch on real fast is, I'm not sure if it's episode 2 that I saw this in. And if it is, I apologize. I kind of skimmed through episode. See, I got the hiccups. See, I shouldn't go more than 15 minutes. I'm kind of skimmed through episode 1 for the third time to say exactly what I was going to say, or to go through exactly what I was going to say. And there was a picture of something that somebody said the way Brendan and Steven looked at each other. Are you fucking kidding me? They're nephews, like nephew and uncle. What do you mean the way they looked at each other? I don't remember if it was episode 1 or 2. So if it's episode 2, I apologize. I'll skim through it, and that'll be something we'll discuss tomorrow. But that's all I have for you. This video went longer than I expected anyway. Probably because I was rambling. So don't forget, guys, tomorrow night. Do not forget to come visit me. I will take all live questions. We'll sit down. We'll have like a rap session. I don't fucking know, but I got to do a live session because everyone's been asking me to do one. So tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, Allie's going to help me. I haven't even asked her yet, but I hope she will. But be here or be square. All right? And I am not even going to touch on all the bullshit going on. So we're going to leave that alone because he is not worth giving an ounce of credit to. And I want to thank you guys who backed me. All right. I can't even say this without like getting into it. So this fucking jerk off, and yes, you're a jerk off, threatened my life on a YouTube video. Doesn't matter who it is because we've already given him enough fucking, views on this video that he literally, and I quote, "I'm going to snipe in your ass." YouTube is still yet to bring it down. I've contacted the police. I've contacted the FBI. Nobody wants to take it down. So what I will say is, do me a favor, keep my fucking name out of your videos. Keep my name out of your mouth. Do not fucking contact me. Do not send me these stupid ass letters. Do not fucking send me a friend request on Facebook. I am done with you. You are fucking crazy. Leave me alone. This is my public warning to you. Leave me alone, okay? Or we're going to have to escalate this even higher. So again, everybody, meet me here tomorrow night. And thank you guys, and have a wonderful night. And don't forget, Friday night. Peace out.